transformed over the past years. You all have made huge steps towards the realization of the KENAF We Want vision. I am confident that with good governance, member orientation and innovative ideas, KENAF will continue to be a major player in agriculture in Africa. While I may not be there in person, please know that my support is with you all as you move forward together. I would like to conclude by extending the best wishes from our director, Dr. Andreas Quiring, and on behalf of the German Farmer Association. Here's to a successful AGM and an even brighter future for farmers in Kenya. Thank you very much.
Tumpigie makofi tafadhali. And at least even in absentia, they kept it short. Right now, I'd like to welcome our panel. Yesterday, we had an easy time right here because our moderator worked within the period in time that we had. And I'd like to welcome my moderator, Mr. Emmanuel Atamba, TMG Research, to actually join me on stage right now as we get into that panel discussion. Also to call on stage, I'd like to call Dr. Jackson Langat, Miss Ivy Gloria, Mr. Dickens Ateku Alubaka, Mr. Godian Gwademba, Daktari Godian Gwademba, and Mr. James Gitobu. Karibuni to stage right now as I welcome the moderator of the panel, Emmanuel Atamba.
Thank you very much, Bwana MC. So my panelists, let's appreciate them as they come. See, they are walking slowly so that they hear some claps. So, and I want to appreciate KENAF for the invitation to all of us to have this discussion here today. And so maybe just a quick introduction to my panel here with me. And I hope we'll get a mic for them, or several mics for them. Good. Asante. So on the panel, we have Dr. Jackson Langat on the extreme left. Daktari is a research fellow at Tegemeo Institute of Agricultural Policy and Development, and also a faculty member at Egerton University's Department of Agricultural Economics and Agribusiness Management. Daktari has been involved in assessment of soil health and fertilizer policies, and he has also been involved in preparing action plans that have informed African Fertilizer and Soil Health Summit through RENAPRI, and so he has been in the soil health development program in partnership with CALRO, CIMIT, and Tegemeo. So let's appreciate Daktari. So you can see Daktari is the right person to have that conversation about soil with. Next to Daktari, we have Ms. Ivy Gloria, who is a soil health expert at WIPAD. And Gloria is an agricultural economist by training, and she works as an agribusiness officer at WorldServe International, and also the current WIPAD Busia representative. WIPAD is Young Professionals for Agriculture and Rural Development. And Ivy is also the founder of GLAI Agribusiness Enterprise, which is an agricultural farm that focuses on production of leafy vegetables in where? In Busia. So let's appreciate Ivy. And next to Ivy, we have Mr. Gitobu, who is a young, dynamic farmer and master trainer in integrated soil fertility management based in Meru County. And he is also a serious farmer with expertise in avocado farming, horticulture, dairy production. So he combines his hands-on experience with a commitment to sustainable practices. Let's appreciate Mr. Gitobu. And next to Mr. Gitobu here is Mr. Dickens Ateku, who is a senior laboratory manager at ICRAF, C4 ICRAF, and has over 15 years experience of laboratory work. So Mr. Dickens holds a diploma in analytical chemistry, BSc in a degree in environmental science, and is currently doing his master's degree in environmental science. So his work is really in the laboratory to look at the different methods to analyze soil, plants, water, fertilizer. So he has specialized in that space. And he also specializes in troubleshooting analytical instruments. Yeah? Let's appreciate Bwana Dickens. So he's not only testing, but he is also testing the testing methods and the approaches. So next to Bwana Dickens, we have Dr. Gordon Gwademba. He has already introduced himself. Let me just confirm for the people that are coming from Western, people in Bungoma, Kakamega, you know the organization is called what? Eh? When I was in the ground there with you, you said it's called Wetunga. So it's not different. Eh? Veltanga Hilfe is, that is where Dr. Gordon Gwademba comes from. And he is also, as I think you said, a faculty member at Kenyatta University. So let's appreciate our panel as we start. So my name is Emmanuel Atamba from TMG Research, and mine will just be to moderate and make sure that we keep time. And because of that specific role, I will do it standing, because when I sit down, I might doze and the time might continue. So wacha nikae hapa ndio tukimbia haraka na masaa. So to welcome the panelists and to get people to know what is in your minds when you think about soil health, I'll start there with Dr. Langat. What is a quote or a proverb that comes to your mind when you think about soil health management? You can use the mic. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Atamba, and thanks everyone. The proverb that comes to mind is a proverb in my vernacular that says, Virimat Kolo, which says, stop the fire when it's still far.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate that. We can understand that, huh? Yeah. So about soil health management, Dr. is saying we stop the fire when it is? Okay. Yes, Ivy?
Hey, the quote that comes into my mind is a say by W.C. Lord Milk, which says, if soil is destroyed, our liberty for action and choice is gone. If soil is destroyed, our liberty for action and choice is gone.
Can you say that in Kiswahili? Liberty ni nini kwa Kiswahili? Uhuru, si ndio?
Yeah.
When we are singing our national anthem, we were talking about uhuru. Liberty is uhuru or choice? What is it? Wakulima, hello. Sawa. Najua hakuna wakulima wa Kakamega hapa. If they were here, they would have told us. There is a lot of Swahili in Kakamega. So thank you, Ivy.
Okay, thank you so much. As a farmer, when we discuss soil health, I would say good soil health is like good marriage. Yes, you have to have a lot of patience. And secondly, you have to engage the right integrated soil fertility management practices continuously so that you keep things right. Thank you so much.
Wacha tuachie hapo. Unajua umeenda mambo ingine inaweza kuleta shida. But you can connect good marriage and good soil health management, eh? But if you need patience in the marriage, then the marriage might not be a good one. But let's see. Yes, Bwana Ateku.
When I think about soil and what I do, what comes in my mind is Professor Wangari Maathai's quote. Remember, she said that nature is so generous, but also very unforgiving. What that means is that if we take good care of our soil, it's going to give us much. We're going to get good harvest. We are going to sequester carbon, filter water, a lot of things from the soil. But if we don't take care of it again, it's going to be the reverse. That's how I relate with that. Thank you.
Asante sana Bwana Ateku. Daktari?
Yeah, thank you very much. When I think of soil health, a quote that comes into my mind is that feeding the planet should not cost the earth. When soil health deteriorates, it means that we reduce productivity and we increase the cost of production. Thank you.
Asante sana. So feeding the world should not cost the earth.
Yes, feeding the planet should not cost the earth.
Feeding the planet should not cost the earth. Hey, tusikule ugali na sufuria, si ndio? We make sure we retain the pot. So if making the food will break the pot, we don't make the food. Sawa. That one is very powerful. So let's get into the nitty-gritties, but I think from that you get an idea of where the panel is coming from in terms of their perspectives on the question of soil health, and you can already start to see the messages that are coming out. So, Daktari, staying with you, Dr. Gwademba, Veltanga Hilfe, or as my people from Western called it, Wetunga, has been actively involved in different processes to advance policies and promote good soil management practices. So when it comes to the policy landscape, how would you say the policy landscape is looking like? Do we have adequate policy measures when it comes to managing our soil? Or what would you say? I don't want to put words in your mouth. What would you say about the policy landscape when it comes to soil health management?
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to say that the policy landscape in Kenya has developed over a long time. And we have had various strategies, various policies, legislations, and even guidelines that probably attribute to we ensuring that we sustainably manage the soil. However, when you look at these policies, when you look at these strategies and these guidelines, provisions within them do not probably provide the right guidelines, and sometimes there is a lot of scattered provisions to address soil health. However, I want to say that during the year 2013, the government came up with a very clear strategy, that is the soil management policy, that has actually addressed most of the issues that have been bedeviling the soil. And we all acknowledge that this policy was launched in the year 2024, this current year in May, during the Africa Soil Health and Fertilizer Conference or Summit in Nairobi, where there was some declaration on this policy and some guidelines to ensure that there is even an action plan that is supposed to be followed to ensure that the right information about soil health is communicated and the proper actions are actually put in place. So we are saying we have come a long way, and it's only in the year 2024 that we are saying that yes, we have a proper policy. The problem is that a good policy can be there, but are we going to attend to the action plans to ensure that this policy is implemented? If it's implemented, then we'll have a proper framework to address the challenges that face soil health.
Yeah, thank you. So that is at national level. I want to stay with you a bit. You still have some time. That is at national level. But at county level, are we seeing that same conversation cascading towards county level? What is your experience in the Western region, for example, when you're talking about soil health, or in other regions that you have looked at? Are we seeing the same conversation moving in that direction? And also beyond the specific soil policy, do we see soil health management issues integrated in other relevant policies like extension, like other things, you know?
Yeah, thank you very much. At county level, when we look at the 7 counties in Kenya, you realize that there is some efforts, some concerted efforts to ensure that each county is addressing issues that actually support soil health. And we realize there are strategies that are coming up. For example, in Western Kenya, we realize that the 3 counties that we basically have our programs in, that is Kakamega, Bungoma, and Siaya, all of them have come up with strategies to address soil health. And this is actually the right direction that we are facing. In addition to having the soil health, we are also having other strategies such as the agroecology policies, where we realize that Vihiga County has already launched theirs. Kakamega County is in the process of launching one, especially this will be done during the World Soil Day on 5th. Bungoma County has just started developing one, and we see Siaya County also doing that. And we are seeing even additional efforts whereby there are even concerted efforts, especially in extension, whereby we are coming up with soil scientists embedded within the governments. When you look at the county integrated plans and you evaluate them, you realize that while the provisions may be scanty, but most of the counties in Kenya, the 47, are trying to embed issues to do with the soil health in their integrated development plan. This implies that when an item is in the integrated development plan, it means there is a budget that is being attached to this. So I will say that while we are not there, but the county governments are moving towards realizing the importance of soil health, and they are doing something that can be entrenched within their policies and within their integrated plans. And lastly, we'll realize that through the JASCOM at national level and the CASCOM at county level, issues to do with the soil have well been articulated. However, the problem has been, you may have a very good articulation of issues, but then on the ground, reaching the farmers through extension and getting them the right information has been an issue. And the expensiveness of actually understanding what is ailing the soil through test and consolidated data is still a problem.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Daktari. So I think you have really defended the government. We are doing something. We are in the process. I'm not saying I know you are not in government. But let me come to Dr. Langat. You have been doing research, analysis on the soil health issues. As Dr. Gwademba rightly says, we are not there yet, but he sees, according to him, there is progress. But what exactly is limiting our action? Is it research? Don't we have enough data? Because Tegemeo is doing research. Other people are doing research on the ground. Mr. Ateku is doing a lot of research in the laboratory. But what exactly is limiting our action according to you? What is the missing link between where we are, as Dr. Godemba is saying, we are approaching the right direction, we are on a good way, and the action that we need to see? Because everyone is still scared. Everyone is scared about soil. Farmers are scared about soil acidity. They are told every time you have to test your soil. And so we are all panicking as a country that we might not be doing the right thing about our soil. So what is this missing link?
Thank you very much, and thank you, the audience. In terms of research, research is like shooting a moving target. Every other time there's a new dispensation because of climate change, because of the shocks that you are facing, that requires additional research to inform the strategies that were put in place. But if you scan through the government documents in terms of the policies, the strategies, and even the regulations and the bills, you realize that from the supply side of things from the government, assuming that they are informed by good research, there is something that is being said. The national government will develop standards and legislation for soil health. The county government will promote soil conservation and ecosystem rehabilitation. So work is already cut out in terms of policy. But I guess the missing link really is where the rubber hits the ground. And that is in actualizing some of these aspirations in the farming activities that we undertake as farmers. And I would point out one or two things that I could think that maybe that is the reason why. For you to actualize what is provided in this policy and the regulations and the guidelines and the outputs from research that are quite out there, KALRO is the custodian of most of the research that are targeted to the ag sector, soil being one of the key resources within the ag sector. Universities also are making great serious contribution in terms of research towards that. And even some of the CGIAR, CIMMYT, among the others, are also making contribution in terms of generating outputs. Like today, soil scientists are coming together at KALRO to just profile what is the science saying about our soil health to inform a project that you're working on a scoping study on soil management program. So research is active there. Some information has been generated, some data has been generated. But why is this not translating to the outcomes that we would wish to see as promised by those research products? And I would think that resourcing is the issue. We've taken so many times talking about the policy, the policy, the policy. I think Kenya, we've done quite well there in terms of policy, putting in place policies there. The intentions of the government, the statements from the government as far as these things are concerned. But come one level down in terms of programming, whether the interventions now that the farmers need to practice in their farms to correct their soil health situations. And I think that is where things start getting confused. One of the declarations in the Africa Fertilizer Summit, the Nairobi Declaration, is that they are planning to reverse 30% of the degraded land, degraded meaning the soil health issues, by 2034. If you think of, so what do we need to do? Resources. And the initial organization of research was that the KALROs, the universities, the CGIAR would be doing the research. But how would this research get to the farmer? There was anticipated in that plan that there is a vibrant extension system. I think from where you come from, you as farmers, when was the last time an extension person visited your farm? I think that explains something, yeah? So they start missing link in terms of translating what is coming from research to the farmers. In fact, even some farmers are being supported to undertake soil testing, the one you are making reference to, of which they have done and gotten results. But those results are not on black and white. It would need somebody, again, to work with the farmer in terms of understanding the implications of those tests, results, and also what to do as far as those results are concerned. I think I'll leave it there.
So your point is The ideas are there, the research is there, information is there, but it is not getting to the farmer. And how would you see a situation where we correct that, in your opinion? How would we correct that? Because the farmers here want to go home with our solutions. Si ndio wakulima? Ama mnataka kusikia kizungu tu? They want to go home saying, Dr. Langat said this. So how do we address this missing gap in 1 second?
I wish I could talk in Kiswahili, so that I avoid the
You
Kizungu.
can, you can.
The Kizungu. Okay, so ile njia yenye iko karibu sana. You know, we can keep making noise to the government kutuma watu wa kilimo nyanjani. Tuelewa Kiswahili, Lakini itachukua muda. It has already happened, imefanyika for all that time. We've been making noise about it. Tumekuwa tukipiga sauti kusema wakuje. So I think ile opportunity ama ile njia wakulima wanaweza tumia yenye iko karibu sana. Moja ni kujiunga pamoja kama kwa ushirika, cooperative. Mkijiunga pamoja, mnaweza sasa kwa hiyo muungano muajiri mmoja wa wale watu ambao wanaelewa mambo ya soil science mwenye atakuwa anawasaidia pale. Na pia kuna miradi zingine za development agents kama Farm to Market Alliance, CGA, ZIA, wenye wanasaidia wakulima kwa hayo mambo. So msikue tu mnangojea kutoka kwa serikali. Kama kuna kitu suluhisho yenye iko karibu na nyinyi, mkimbieni na hiyo. Mambo ya soil haingoji mtu.
Sawa, asante sana. Unajua nimeona tukiongea Kiswahili tunaweza kuchukua muda mrefu sana. Kwa hivyo turudi tu kwa Kimombo. Na Mr. Ateku, let me come back to you.
Yes.
Because your work in this topic of soil is very similar to that work of a doctor. You are trying to do a lot of diagnosis, you are trying to make a lot of recommendations. Na saa ingine daktari anaweza kupatia watu dawa na hawamezi hiyo dawa. So you literally bring science into the game. But in your view, so that we don't go back to the questions about data, because I know you also deal with a lot of data, but
Yes.
there is a lot of technologies that are coming to help us to manage soil health. How can we leverage these technologies at farm level, at group level, or collective, farm organization level, but also at county and national level? How can we leverage technology that exists? And maybe you can share with farmers some ideas of what technologies are there.
Yeah, for you to level on technology, first of all, you must make farmers or the stakeholders aware and appreciate the technology that is there. From what we are doing, if I can give an example, we used to go to the field to collect samples and interact with farmers. And most of them were saying, well, soil analysis is so expensive. Others were echoing that, well, I took my soil sample to a lab. By the time I'm getting the results, I've already harvested. You see? So now, all these echoes were telling you that technology needs to come in, something needs to be done. And we need a technology that, first of all, it's quite cheap and affordable to even small-scale farmers. A technology that is rapid and fast, so that the farmers can get their results on time to be able to make decisions. Yeah? At the same time, this technology should do that without compromising on accuracy and precision, so that you avoid misdiagnosing on the problem on the soil. So to do that, we've developed technologies mostly in dry spectroscopy, whereby we're only using light to be able to tell the condition of the soil samples without using any chemicals. So that has removed the cost of analysis and reduced it by over 90%. Apart from that, we've also integrated some other technologies onto soil health. For example, how we are collecting soil sample. There's a design that we've developed on how we can be able to collect this soil sample, so that, because not only the farmers need this information to make decisions, on the national levels, policymakers also need this information to enable them make decisions. Even globally, different partners need this information. So we had to look at it on a holistic approach, an approach that will cut across from the global level to the national level, to the county level, all the way to the farm level. And to do that, what we've done, we've coupled remote sensing to enable us to collect samples on different areas, and to do the ground truthing, we are collecting samples on the actual ground. What this has done, it has enabled us to come up with baselines. So if you are into land restoration and investment like us, what you are doing when you're making decisions, be it a farmer, on that, your shamba, it will enable you to make decisions on that level. If you are on a policy, if you are in policy on the national level, it will help you make decisions for policy making in that level. Because we've created like a baseline, so you'll be able to see the hotspots. So now when you're making decisions, for example, if it's land restoration or you want to plant trees, you will know the hotspots and where to focus. So it will not be guesswork, it will be data driven, and you'll know how to do it. Everything that we're doing is kind of like data driven. Yeah.
Okay, data-driven technology. Yes. Sometimes the technology can be expensive. There are farmers here in this room today who say that they can look at soil na macho na aone hii ni mchanga mzuri na hii ni mbaya. Kuna watu wako na talent kama hiyo hapa. Ule anaweza angalia shamba na angalie aone there are these plants that are growing. So it means this soil is good. And there are weeds that when you are trying to buy land and you find some weed growing, you will see the farmers will tell you, wachana na hii mchanga, hii si mzuri. So, yes. Apart from technology and data and science that you are involved in, what can you say about these indigenous ways of knowing whether the soil is degraded or not? Are there things that farmers can do before they come to the laboratory in terms of just assessing their soils and the performance of their soils?
Yes, there are things that a farmer can do, and for us, it's indigenous knowledge, but we also call it citizen science. We've also embedded it in what we do. We don't ignore what the farmers say. Yeah. Even when we are interacting with them on the ground, we ask them, unajuaje udongo wako iko mzuri? And they tell us. I can give you for example, I normally say, you know, like when you look at things like organic matter, soil organic carbon, that's a very good indicator of soil health. And because it helps to like retain water on soil that can support plant growth. So when you interact with farmers, I hear them saying that mchanga yangu ni kama kichungi. Ukimwaga ndani maji inapita tu. You can interpret that in science. The soil doesn't have water holding capacity. Yeah. So as much as they are saying it in a local language, there's a way you can interpret it into science.
It's still scientific.
Exactly. Yes. Others are saying mchanga yangu iko kama sponge. Inashika maji. So in a way, there's a place where we meet citizen science and technology. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And wale wananusa mchanga? Ananusa anasema hii mchanga inanuka iko na nutrients.
They're all those, they're different. Yeah.
But you want to discourage farmers from doing that?
No. In fact, even we have an exhibition booth. When you go there, you can there's even a way you can be shown how you can do physically.
Yeah, you can feel.
Exactly. Yeah.
So mumesikia wakulima? Wakulima mumesikia? So technology iko pia ile ya kawaida ya kuangalia. And also that, I mean, of course it brings an element of also sharing and exchanging that knowledge.
Exactly.
And those interpretations, so that we are building also that citizen science or citizen knowledge, so that people are able to know, okay, this can be a symptom of this, and this can be a symptom of this. Thank you, Bwanateku. So I want to go to Ivy. Young people like us, me and you, and I think there's another young person here, and I know Kenneth as Kenneth Young. So we as young people, we are here, but we want to represent the others that are outside there. But sometimes you see that young people have been very active. They have been saying they want to be participating in these national discussions. You saw in June, young people were very serious about the budget issues. I don't want to go into the details of that. But young people are active. That want to say, sisi tuko Gen Z, but we are also agricultural professionals. They want to learn all this discussion that is happening here. So how can we have them participating more in this soil health?
People in the young people in the agricultural profession is through mentorship. I really think mentorship is really important for us as young people. And I think we should also walk out from the mentorship where the mentor is telling you what to do as a mentor. I think we should have an interactive mentorship where the mentor learns from the mentee and the mentee is learning from the mentor. I think because there is much the Gen Zs know, and there is also much the what are they called? The
The
previous
other people.
generation. No. So, and I think this information, it is important when all of us have it. So through mentorship, I think it's really important. And there are some organizations that have started to come up with mentorship programs like ICRAF through the Youth for Soil, where they tie a young person, a young professional in the agricultural environment to a mentor who has been there. I'm also a mentee in that program. And you learn much from this person, and they also tell you outside there, what are you learning? So you guys have an interactive session of learning on what is important for the soils. And I also think involving the youths in workshop and conferences. And I think we need to walk out from conferences where a keynote speaker comes and talks and goes. I think we should have conferences and workshops where the young people are given opportunity to interact. A participatory conference where not going to work now because of many factors like climate change and others. And there are things I've tried, it has worked with me. When let's say with my parent who is a farmer, she'll tell me that is not working or that is the wrong thing to do. So I think to share this information, we should have young people in conferences and workshops where they are heard and they are given the opportunity to speak out, ask questions, and interact, not just be told what to do.
Thank you very much. It's good you have said that before the chief guest is here. But I understand what you're, so the idea is not let's tell young people what to do, but also let's give them the information and let's engage with them.
Yeah.
I want to, because of time, and I have questions, closing questions for all of you, but I want Mr. Gitobu to first assess, as a farmer on the ground, how does all this conversation come to you? Does this, what we are discussing, make sense? And how do we want farmers to be engaged? And also, as a trainer in integrated soil fertility management, what do you think KENAF's role is in these conversations, taking these conversations to the next level?
Okay, thank you so much. It's an humbling opportunity being in the midst of specialists and doctors. And now, as a young ambitious farmer, I would say there's a conversation that should continue on soil health. And we can't separate soil health and climate smart agriculture. We need to like Dr. Langat mentioned somewhere that the problem is where the bullet hits the ground, and the bullet hits the ground at the farmer level. We are at the farmer level. We are requesting for, as young people and as farmers, as young farmers in this field, I think the first thing we'd want is proper, maybe let me first talk of policies that are youth friendly, especially the youth that are coming to agriculture. Agriculture, you realize that most of the youth have been avoiding agriculture and farming because of we started with a conversation earlier when I was young. As young people, we've never been mentored in being I mean, we've never been mentored to be farmers. In fact, we believed farming and agriculture is a dirty profession. And so, as we build awareness on soil health, it needs to start from the level of building awareness and the importance of youth in agriculture, and now come in with these awareness programs on the soil health testing, and we also requesting now through this KENAF role, the KENAF role in this issue conversation about KENAF. I first want to appreciate what KENAF has done, because KENAF, in partnership with the AHA, has rolled out a program on integrated soil fertility management, which is the program that we are currently executing. It's on the onset stage. And part of the things that that are being rolled out is the importance of soil testing. The second thing is, now after soil testing and people understanding the perceived benefits of soil testing, where are they going to do this? And as now they do this and they have the analysis, where are they going to get the remedies? So now, the inputs that will help us improve the soil health. That is now why KENAF is still coming in to bring or to discuss with the partners, especially in the manufacturing sector, to help especially get quality corrective inputs on soil health, like lime, biochar, and maybe even farmer-friendly testing kits and testing laboratories. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I think we can discuss even, we can share even more about how this program is going to help. I'm sure it will be shared also. But you are saying that what has been said makes sense at farm level. So you think these conversations are, you can also say the contrary. If you feel kwa ground.
Yes, okay, let me say kwa ground vitu ni different sahi. Because people don't understand the importance of soil health.
Yeah.
It is too unfortunate that we are currently facing challenges on climate because of the climate change, and most of these things have been attributed by mistakes of the possibly past generations, and now we are here to bring
wacha kuchokoza wazee. So
no, let us say as things are. You see, we are I don't think it is the Gen Zs that did deforestation and other things that have caused soil degradation.
Yeah.
So
we can, let's say we can learn from the mistakes and correct them together.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's, as we close, because we are running out of time now, as we close, I want us to tackle this question about how we coordinate these actions. And I want Dr. Gwademba, maybe you go first, and then Dr. Langat to also speak to this. How can we coordinate? In 30 seconds, how can we better coordinate our different actions on soil health? As you can see even here in the panel, everyone is doing a small bit somewhere. How do we bring all these efforts together? How can we better coordinate our soil health management agenda?
Yeah, thank you very much. In fact, that has come at the right time, and we are saying that the first step we need to do is to ensure there is a stockholder engagements. I think we are doing a lot, but then the stakeholders are not coming together to speak in one voice. And I think this is where KENAF is coming in very strongly to ensure that there is a voice of the farmer that will ensure that all the stakeholders are coming together. Secondly, I think we need to intensify extension. Extension is what will bring this knowledge to the farmer so that they be able to ensure that they are understanding what is ailing their soils. And probably lastly, I want to say that we need to have concerted efforts in monitoring soil health so that we'll be able to understand what is causing degradation, what is the challenge with the degradation, and what we need to do. And we come up with methodologies to do this. And I think investment in soil health is very important. We have investment, but this investment is scattered. Let's consolidate all the investment that is supposed to go into soil health so that we have an integrated soil quality management program that addresses action plans that were actually ratified during the Soil Health Management Conference. Because that action plan can only deliver results if we all work together to ensure we are facing soil health challenges as a nation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Daktari. For the closing remarks, you will be clapping for the closing remarks. So to appreciate Daktari. Yeah, that is a very clear way forward. A very clear way forward. Dr. Langat?
Okay, just in 30 seconds, I think the issue is using whatever is available through the cooperatives. Is that's indicated that 20% of the farmers are willing to pay for soil testing. And soil testing in this country costs like 1,500, 2,000 there, while they are paying fertilizer for 4,000, 3,000 thereabout. So it shows that they are not valuing it. It's not about affordability. So let's also, farming is a science. So let's work with that science so that we get the output from it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate Daktari. With the science, with the data, with the research, what opportunities do we have to act better?
There are very many opportunities that we have to work better. One of the opportunities is not, like right now, the soil health agenda is on the globe now, and different organizations are aware about it and something needs to be done. That gives us a platform whereby we can be able to like contribute in a small way that you can. Another thing is that when it comes to technology, there's now a lot of collaboration. People are aware of the technology that is there. For example, the government agencies like Carlo are aware and they're also embracing the technology, which is a very positive thing. Yeah, so, yeah.
Thank you very much. So opportunities are there. Let's appreciate Mr. Teku. Now, to Bwana Gitobu and Ms. Ivy. And Gitobu, you have already started this debate, but let's not make it very political. You know, the Gen Zs have a lot to repent this Christmas, so let's not add to our sins. But you were talking about who did it and, you know, how it happened, how we end up here. But the two of you, I want you to tell us, what do you think is at stake? If we don't take action, what is at stake? And let's not go back to who did it, but now if we don't take action today, what is at stake? Because someone said that, you know, when you grow old, you will also be blamed for the things you blamed your parents. So, but now looking forward, what is at stake if we don't take action, and if we don't take action soon?
Okay, I'll go first. The mistake has already been done, and soil is wealth. So as the current generation, we should ensure that the next generation is able to inherit good soil.
Thank you very
It's
much.
good and
Makofi
healthy.
inatakana ikuwe inakuja hapo. Unajua hiyo maneno kama hiyo unasikia tu hapa kwa KNF AGM. Huwezi kusikia mahali pengine, si ndio? Yeah, soil is what? Wealth. It's not money. You know, there are people who say there is money in the soil, si ndio? When you say there is money in the soil, watu wanakimbia kubomoa mchanga. But when you say there is wealth, wealth is something you protect. Yeah? Money is something you want to quickly spend. So there is a difference between wealth and the money. Bwana Gitobu, what is at stake from where you sit?
Okay, I'll say that we say we are what we eat, and what we eat comes from the soil. If the soil is sick, then we are definitely sick. And now, what is at stake? The first thing, our health is at stake. Secondly, and good health is, in fact, one of the sustainable development goals of our country, Kenya. We have food security, which is also part of the SDGs. Without good soil health, we have no food security. We're also having a conversation about climate change. Without climate smart agriculture, we have no good soil health, and we can't recorrect our climate. Yes. So thank you so much.
Asante sana. That was very nice. Let's close it there. So the panelists are here. They have told me they are going to be here for as long as possible. So when we are having tea, if you have a specific question to any of them, please reach out to them. So we are going to be around for engagement because we cannot have a Q&A now, but any questions, please approach all of them. They are very approachable people. They are very nice people. When I say that, you clap. They are very nice people. They are very competent experts. And I believe you have learned one or two things about soil. And I think the most important thing that we take out from here is what has happened has happened. Let's see how we build forward better in a more coordinated approach. Let us link all the forms of knowledge that are there. That we have also confirmed farmers. Farmers muko? Muko ama mumepotea? We have also confirmed that indigenous knowledge is important, that farmer knowledge is important. So let us see how to combine the science from the laboratory, from researchers and farmers. So everyone has a space, everyone has a role to contribute. And as I hand over, I just want to appreciate the MC. You know, he has not remembered me. But my first ever TV interview I ever did in this country, I was hosted by this gentleman. So is also good in terms of opening opportunities for young people. So I just want to appreciate Brian Aseli. And as I hand over, I think there will be a picture for the panelists, and then we sit down or something. Yeah. But okay, thank you very much. Mine has been that, and I wish you all a good day. Thank you very much. Let's appreciate the panel as they sit.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel Atamba. Tuwapigie makofi louder than that, farmers. Asante sana. Okay, do we have a photographer here? Okay, we'll make sure that we get to have that photo probably outside. Thank you so much. That panel has been very insightful, and I hope you got to learn. Kama mmelan kitu piga makofi once. Once ni mara moja. If you've heard it, clap once, clap twice, clap thrice. Asante sana. Nikisema Kenaf, mnasema Kenaf, sawa sawa. Tuko pamoja? Aki leo farmers, simameni. Leo kisungu mingi. Karibu ikuwe kisungu mkuti. Si ndio? Kenaf, 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 Nikisema Kenaf mnasema slogan yetu. Mnajua slogan yetu? Kenaf? Kenaf? Hapo sawa kabisa. Right now I want to tell you a story, okay? I want to tell you a story. Najua bwana CS yuko karibu kuingia. But I want to tell you a story. When I say the word orange, you jump to the right side. Sawa sawa? Aya, wacha niseme trisex orange, right side. Right ni mkono yenye watu wengi wanaandikia tafadhali. Sawa sawa? Aya, orange. Nikisema banana, you move to your left. Sawa sawa? Aya, banana. So one day I went to the store and I bought a banana. Uongo. You jump to the right. Aya, right. Huyo ni left. Not my right, your right. Aya. So yesterday I went to the store and I bought a banana. Wale wote mmejump left, kaeni chini. Kama mmejump, sasa msikae wote, ona sasa, ona. Aya, wale wamesimama bado. Yesterday I went to the store and I bought an orange. And a banana. So I bought an orange and then another banana. Then orange, then another banana. Kaeni chini, asanteni sana. We still will have to do it. One learning lesson that I've gotten from the panel is that healthy soil is the foundation of life, and that nurturing plants, sustaining ecosystems, and feeding the world is our only way to survival. Sawa sawa. So farmers, you're doing a great job, but we need to also maintain our soil and get to understand that the health of our soil is the foundation of life. Without much ado, I'd like to, first of all, if you have the following vehicles, I'd like you to assist me in moving. If you own a Vitz KDJ 944X, Vitz KDJ 944X, kindly help us move the vehicle. If you also drive an Axio KDL 450A, ebu turn to your neighbor and tell them KDJ 944X. Songesha gari yako tafadhali. Mwambie, tell them, move your car. Even if you don't have a car, tell them, move your car. Also, we have, talk to them and tell them KDL 450A. Mwambie, move your car. Sawa sawa, asante sana. Jipigieni makofi for that. You are really helping me do my job. Of course, our former Kenaf National Board member is here with us. You'll see him walking in. And I would also like to just welcome one of our partners to give us the speeches. And it's actually going to be one of our invited guests, sorry. And we'd like Stephen Kiduka, who's the regional head of programs at Solidaridad, to actually come and talk to us for a bit. And of course, later on, I'll appreciate our invited, our sponsors, sorry, and our partners, sorry. Yeah, right now I'd like to appreciate Mr. Stephen Kithuka. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali. Asante sana.
Allow me first to start by saying good morning to all of us. And secondly, also appreciate KENAF for the role they play for creating a platform for our farmers. Unless farmers have a platform to raise their voices, to speak about the issues that confront them as they produce what we eat as a country, as a region, then we are not doing the right thing. And I want to appreciate KENAF for creating that platform for our farmers. Secondly, also allow me
Okay, so DJ, you'll play some music as we handle the movement kidogo, and then Stephen, you'll start over, and then we'll be on the clock as we continue. Yeah, for now, as we do that, farmers, I hope you're having a great time. Tusimame tafadhali, farmers. Let's play our game. Let's play our game so that it becomes easier for you to get to understand. Aye. So I'm going to tell you my story. Okay? My story has an orange, a banana, and an apple. Okay? Are we together? Are we together, farmers? Can you hear me? Are we together? Farmers, eh? Farmers are. Asante sana. So I'm going to, when I say an orange, you move to your right. When I say banana, you move to your left. Are we together? It's going to be a short one. Trust you me when I say that. So yesterday I went to the store and I bought an orange. Right? Jipigeni makofi. I've seen the movement being done well. And then I also bought a banana. So as I was looking at the orange, I saw an apple. Apple ni mbele jameni. Apple ni mbele. Are we together? So yesterday I went to the store and I bought an orange, then another orange. And then because I saw an orange, I said I want a banana. A banana. And because I wanted to add another banana, I saw an apple. So I added an apple, then an orange. Tujipigie makofi. Farmers, you're doing a great job. Sijaona mtu make mistake. Lakini nimeona mtu hapa. I've seen someone here. Aya, let's have our seats. Asanteni sana. And we'd like to just welcome once again Mr. Stephen Kithuka, who's the regional head of programs at Solidaridad. And yeah, just to have a moment and speak to us.
Thank you. So I started by first commending the role that KENAF plays to create this platform for the farmers. And secondly, I want to really appreciate the farmers that have created the time to attend this annual general meeting. I think it's for the benefit of all of us that our farmers are with us. Having said that, my name is Stephen Kithuka. I work with Solidaridad as the regional head of programs. And Solidaridad is a civil society organization that endeavors to create solutions to make communities more resilient and create sustainable and profitable supply chains. Be it local supply chains, regional or global supply chains. And we envision a world in which all we produce and all we consume can sustain us while respecting the planet, each other, and the next generations. Now, we appreciate the issues that confront our farmers and also the workers. And some of the issues that confront this group, the farmers and workers, is that our farmers, as they produce, they still work under poor working conditions. Secondly, we also appreciate that there is very poor there's no fair value distribution within the supply chains. If you look at the investments that our farmers are making and what they get as their net, then you realize others are benefiting more from these supply chain efforts more than the farmers. The other thing that we appreciate is that our natural resources still remain unsustainably utilized. And the group of panelists that have come from the stage now, they were talking about soils. Soil is one of the natural resources that are really unsustainably used. And lastly, we also appreciate the fact that we don't have mechanisms for sustainable sourcing and also sustainable consumptions. So how do we address these pertinent issues? Solidaridad partners with organizations like KENAF and others, be it producer groups, private sector, the government, other development organizations, to create solutions that endeavor to help our producers sort out these issues. And some of the things that we do, especially with KENAF, is supporting our producers to improve productivity. How do we do that? We endeavor to facilitate or promote sustainable practices, be it at soil level, at farm level, involving the nutrition, the crops, the management that we do, be it for crops or for livestock. We endeavor to do that. And for that, we also pride ourselves by saying we have boots and brains on the ground. So we have staff that work and partners that work directly with the producers on the work or support the farmers to add value to farm produce. Because if farmers can add value to the farm produce, then that means more money, more returns on whatever they sell compared to the raw materials. Something else that we support our producers to do is on farmers to form producer groups or cooperatives to enhance their bargaining power. We also try to create platforms for real-time market information to enable farmers to also know what are the prevailing market prices for whatever produce they have. Outside the actual produce, we are also looking at also markets for other ecosystem services. These can be carbon credits from agroforestry mechanisms, or can be carbon credits from the soil through utilization of biochar and other solutions. The next thing that we support our producers together with our partners is on access to finance. And in this, we try, the first thing that we try to do is to ensure that our producers, our farmers, have a viable business case, a viable business model. Because financiers will only give you money if you have a business case, if you have a working business model. This can be for your farm, this can be for your crops, this can be for your livestock, but that is the first thing that we try to ensure that farmers understand how to create these working business cases. And this is through capacity building on business skills, planning, marketing, and all these other things. Also training on financial access. But outside the training, the capacity that we build on the producers, we also try to create the linkages with the financial institution, impact investors. Time. Allow me to conclude. Yeah, so the next thing that we try to do is leverage on technology and innovations. And I think trying to connect science and indigenous knowledge, also trying to connect policy support, and lastly, trying to foster community networks. And this is to also ensure that there's peer-to-peer learning for our producers. As I conclude, allow me to also appreciate our producers. I think farmers in Kenya are amongst the most resilient farmers that we have in this region. Thank you everyone, and sorry for going beyond the time. The MC had not given me the time limit. Thank you.
Okay, sawa. Let me set ground rules. Every time you're given chance to come to the podium, it's 5 minutes, not unless advised otherwise. 5 minutes, not unless advised otherwise. So as soon as you take to stage, you go straight to the important points as you share with us. And also, if you see someone spilling over 5 minutes, then just know that the MC has been advised that way, okay? Right now, I'd like to appreciate our partners, our main partners. The main partners, nitaomba tuwapigie makofi different, okay? Sawa sawa? So I will mention all of them and then we'll give them the best of 10. Are we okay? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, clap once. Very nice. So we'll give them the best of 10, okay? Oh, 10 is too many. 6. We'll give them the best of 6. So now I would like to appreciate the government of Kenya, the Council of Governors, GIZ, Agitera or Agitera. We have Microsoft, MasterCard, AFDB, FAO, G20 Global Landscapes. We have AHA. We have Copia, ICRAF and C4, Carefree, WSRC. We have BioVision. We also have NAS, Sava. We also have Tegemeo Institute. Let's give them the best of 6. Twende. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. Aya, farmers nataka tupige rasha. I'll teach you that one, okay? So how we're going to do it as farmers is we're going to start with 1 finger, then into the 2nd finger, 3rd finger, 4th finger, 5th. It becomes a hand and then we clap once. Are we together? Ebu nione farmers kama tuko tayari. 1 finger, let's go. 2, 3, 4. Make it louder. Nice. Can we do it now that we are sure? Are we together? For farmers, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very nice, farmers. Asante sana. I'd like to also call upon a gentleman all the way from Britam. He's the business development, offers business development services. Daniel Ngetha is here because KENAF and Britam often come together to make sure that everything runs smoothly, especially for the farmers. When it comes to matters health, tunaangalia masilai yenyu so that everyone is okay. I'll leave you here with a quote. It says, "Healthy farmers grow a healthy nation. Accessible health insurance is the seed of their well-being and productivity." Healthy farmers grow a healthy what? Ai, sasa simunipatie kanguvu kidogo, si ndio? Aya, healthy farmers grow a? Thank you so much. Karibu sana.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm glad to be here. As you heard, my name is Daniel Ngetha from Britam, Business Development. So we did partner with KENAF to ensure that we introduce a medical insurance cover. I've heard even the panelists talking about soil health, but I was asking my question, who talks about farmers' health? So do you take time to look at your health and ask, have I secured my health? And in case anything happens, then what are the consequences of me not having an insurance cover? So I'll talk about some of the things, and I think one of the things that I've come across is that, and it's basically a small proverb that says health is not valued till you fall sick. So when you fall sick, that's when you realize how health is valuable to you. There's another one that says, he who is healthy has hope. And he who has hope has what? Has everything. So we heard from the panelists that they talked about soil having health. So ideally, if you're not healthy, then you're not wealthy. Because those factors of production, be it land, be it labor, be it entrepreneur, be it capital, who brings that to the table? It's you as the farmer. So unfortunately, if you're not well, then it means that automatically you won't be able to bring those factors of production. So I'll go through the slides quickly so that now we're able just to see a few things. So I've been given 5 minutes, so I'll try my best. Just go to the next slide, kindly. The next one. So I'll skip a bit of some of the items and just to ensure that we're able to deal with the issues. So there was a research that was done, and I believe this was done by Ipsos, and it talked about who is the person supporting our economy. So we're all aware that agriculture supports the highest GDP, talking about 21%. And of course, these are very large number. Talking even about it being the biggest producer in terms of employment. So you can see employment, and especially in the rural areas, we're talking about almost 71% of people are engaged in employment through the agricultural sector. So it is very vital for us as Britam to have sat down and said, how do we then partner with KENAF, because you are the people who are feeding us. You're feeding the nation. So we need to take care of the partners who are feeding the nation. And therefore, we came up with a product that ensures that it is, first of all, affordable, very comprehensive, and ensures that yourself as a member of KENAF, you're the member of KENAF, and of course, your family are well covered. So this is just some statistics just to compound on what we are talking about. So you can see from the demographics that we have, it talks about then the total self-employed coming, of course, from the agricultural sector. I cannot overemphasize that. So definitely through the supply chain, we are seeing that there's a big impact in terms of the agricultural activities that we have within the Kenyan economy. And therefore, speaking to why we need to ensure that that particular group or segment of our economy is quite healthy for them to be productive in terms of agriculture. So we will be able to see that, and this is a question that usually comes across. Why should you take an insurance policy or a medical insurance policy? For one, you need to ensure that the risks, health risks, are taken care of. And you can only do that by options that are available to you. So either you create a fund that is a saving that you have in case you have an emergency of health, then you will remove that money from the saving and access healthcare. Or mnaweza fanya mchango. You know, majority of us wait until when we are not healthy, that's when we do mchango. So we open a WhatsApp group, tunasema kuna mtu mgonjwa tumchangie. That's another option you can take. The other option you can take is sell your assets. So we're talking about your land, we're talking about your livestock, your crop. You're selling it so that then you're taking care of your health or a member of your family's health. Those are options that you have, but are they sustainable? So the only sustainable option is by giving your risk to a person who is able to mitigate that risk, and that's an insurance company. And that's how we come in to ensure that farmers are able to concentrate on other productful activities. So you can see it creates your peace of mind, because you know the moment you have somebody is going to take care of you when you fall sick, that creates peace of mind for you. It also ensures that you're able to cover those bills when they fall due. So when you fall sick, you do not have any issues. You're able to go to the hospital and access a healthcare facility. So it's also part of your financial planning. So as a farmer, I believe you have to have a financial plan. So ensure at every given point or every year when you're doing your budgets, I know right now people are doing their resolutions for 2025. Kindly have a budget for your medical. So what we've done is that we've partnered with KENAF and provided a very affordable health cover for the farmers and their families and their dependents. So to talk about this, who can apply or what are we talking about? So farmers health insurance, you will hear that FHI being mentioned a lot. So when you hear FHI, that means farmers health insurance, and that is a platform given through Britam collaboration with KENAF to ensure that the farmers are able to get healthcare. So this is for registered KENAF farmers, and we're able to take people or any individual who is between 18 all the way to 75 years. So we've broadened that scope so that at least then we have the majority of people covered there. We also cover the children and the member, and therefore that is a very comprehensive cover because it offers both inpatient and outpatient services. It also offers coverage that is wide range, so you can purchase as little as 75,000 on inpatient, all the way to 1,000,000 shillings on inpatient, and outpatient you can actually be able to take for 30,000 shillings. So that is the cover that we have that is affordable and very available for the members. So it covers basic inpatient benefits. So you have, in case you're admitted, so the hospitalization bill definitely will be paid by Britam. From your ward, you have your drugs, your medication. So the doctor gives you a payment, treatment plan, which then will be achieved through the Britam KENAF partnership and ensuring that you're able to get treatment. So things like diabetes, hypertension, cancers, those are covered within the plan. So as much as we are saying that, even maternity benefits, those are things that are also available, and we're able to see that it's a very holistic cover. So when you look at the outpatient part of it, for consultations, you're able to get that. So anybody who would will to buy the outpatient as an option, then you're able to get your tests, your medication. You're also able to get that range of benefits, and we're talking about the number of tests that you can see there on your screen. So those are 16 tests that, and there are many more that you're able to do. So what we've done, we've also partnered with hospitals. So we have over 400 hospitals that are able to give you inpatient access all over the country, because again, we know the diversity of KENAF and the membership. So you're able to get over 400 hospitals for inpatient, and the outpatient, you're able to select a hospital within your area. So I'd want to give a call to action for those who've not registered for the medical insurance. Kindly, this is the time to pick up as you're planning for next year. Kindly put aside some money so that then you're able to secure your health. These are risks that is real. We don't want you selling your assets. We want you to focus in production, and especially when you're talking about agriculture, we also want you to have that peace of mind. Whenever you're out there in the farm or you're doing your businesses, you have that peace of mind for yourself and for your family that you're taken care of. So that's how our plan looks like, and I welcome, in case you do have any questions, I'll still be around. I also have my colleague with me, and we are happy to engage. Thank you so much.
Tumpigie makofi. Haya, tumpigie makofi ya farmers. One. Ni ile hivi. 1, 2, 3, go 21. 2 farmers, 3, 4. Let's make a big one. Asante sana. We're going to go on to the next one, and I'd like to take this amazing opportunity to invite the CEO of Cereals Growers Association, Mr. Anthony Kioko, aje akatupatia remarks. I'd like to hear from him. Tumpigie makofi anapokuja. Okay, tumpigie makofi. Ya rasha ya kawaida. Okay, is the CEO with us? Okay, I'll give him time when he gets in. Also, if we have Mr. Felix Magaju in the building. Do you have Mr. Felix Magaju in the building? Also not in the building. Felix Magaju? Okay. From Transform Trade, do we have Miss Susan Owino? Yes. So let's put our hands together as we welcome. Sorry? Let's welcome from Transform Trade, Miss Susan Owino. Tupigie makofi anapokuja. Tupigie makofi ya pamoja up until she gets onto our stage. Tupigie makofi. Asante sana.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Susan Owino. I work at Transform Trade. I want to thank KENAF so much for having me here today. You can't hear? Sorry. I want to say a big thank you to KENAF for facilitating this session today. It has been very informative. At Transform Trade, we believe that the backbone of our nation's economy is purely in the hands of our... Okay. At Transform Trade, we believe that the backbone of our nation's economy is purely in the hands of our small-scale farmers. And that's why our main strategy is to support producers, business, putting more emphasis on the small-scale agricultural and tea growing sector. And we implement this strategy by collectively advocating for the fair trade prices in the market and empowering farmers by equipping them with the resources and knowledge and skills, be it technical skills or financial skills necessary to improve their livelihoods. We shifted our strategy a bit last year to now working with partners, and this is where KENAF comes along. They have really supported us in reaching farmers in communities. Through this, they have positively impacted livelihoods in the communities. In the past 2 years, we've been working with NCFA, the Nyeri Chai Farmers Association, under our tea portfolio project. And we have had time to interact with the farmers there, and their testimonies are really good. They're talking about their lives improving since they've been having income generation when through the capacity building and the trainings that they've had. I want to also extend my gratitude to KENAF through this amazing session. And even as we are stepping into a new year, we look forward to working together with KENAF when need arises. And even as we explore new ways in which we can facilitate better skills to farmers to improve their livelihoods. Thank you.
Tumpigie makofi once again ile ya kwa pamoja. And we're going to go on to the next one. I'd like to welcome the founder of Greenfields Tea Factory and KENAF National Board Advisor. He's also on Matters Partner Relations. I'd like to welcome Benjamin Kipkirui Bet to come and actually talk to us. This one I'll give him a little bit more time. Kama ako na maneno anataka ku-unpack, we'll give him a little bit more time. So tumpigie makofi Benjamin Kipkirui Bet, who's the founder of Greenfields Tea Factory. Karibu sana.
Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Benjamin Bet. I don't know whether I can be heard from the back. And I come from the tea sector. Tea is my business and tea is my passion. I've been involved in this sector for a couple of years now, I think about 15, 16 years, mainly in tea processing. And maybe just by the show of hands, how many of us here are tea farmers? Tea farmers, thank you. So we are very well represented here today. I'm hoping that subsequent meetings will be able to have more and more of us in this sector. I mean, in our meetings. So mine is just to give insights of the tea sector and then try and draw some synergies in with what KENAF stands for and advocates. Greenfields Tea Factory, we established 4 years ago in Bomet. We are in the farthest part of Bomet, next to the Mao Forest, in a place called Chemaner. We're actually best known in the region as Maner. And we have currently have about 30,000 farmers who contribute and who send us tea on a daily basis. We've got about 6,000 or so of those active farmers on a monthly basis. And we process, last year we did 25 million kilos of tea, which translated to about 6 million kilos of made tea. Most of that tea, 95% of it, is exported. This enterprise puts money directly into the farmers' pockets because we deal directly with the smallholder farmers. Last year we managed to pay directly to farmers approximately 600 million shillings. So we've got some direct impact on the livelihoods of farmers in the area. So our catchment is mainly within Bomet region and then also in Nakuru, in the Olengurwani area. I'm also standing here as a representative of the Independent Tea Producers Association of Kenya, ITPAC, which it's constituted by about 24 private factories who are established mainly within the west of the Rift, and a couple of them within the east of the Rift. And these, within our role, our combined role, we've got over in our umbrella. So we contribute significantly to the economy of this country, mainly with Forex. So I just want to take some brief moments and talk about some of the... Tea is a rain-fed product in this country. We do not irrigate tea in our productions lines. With the challenges of climate change, we end up with erratic production. Just a second. Okay, thank you for that. So some of the challenges, of course, climate change, we've got challenges of access to markets. You've had very recently, okay, I think we're going to suspend this for a moment.
Okay. We'd like to recognize the presence of the CS, Honorable Dr. Andrew Karanja. He's the CS for Agriculture, Livestock and Development. All rise, tafadhali tusimame sote. Also pardon to the founder Greenfields Tea Factory, Mr. Benjamin Kipkirui Bet will give you a chance to continue with the points, but we'd like to start with the national anthem, then the East African anthem. And now the East African anthem.
Mungu twaomba uilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Thank you very much. You may have your seats. Also to recognize our chief guest today, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, Honorable Dr. Andrew Muihe Karanja. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa. The farmers have been here since yesterday, and they've been having moments of learning, and I can tell you and guarantee you that these farmers are the reason as to why Kenya will always move forward when it comes to matters food security. Wameweza kujifunza mambo mengi pia leo on soil, and wameweza share their moments together with people from different counties. So for those who've just joined us right now, a reminder that we have a tag. On your tag, you can actually do a scan of the code, the barcode right there. As soon as you do the scan, you will definitely find the full program that we shared. Of course, there's been a little bit of changes here and there, just trying to make sure that we get to accommodate our chief guest today. So farmers, tunamkaribisha Bwana CS. Farmers, farmers, Kenaf, sawa sawa. Tumpigie Bwana CS makofi ameketi tayari, lakini tutaweza kumpigia makofi, yani kumkaribisha kwa pamoja, and then we are also going to give him the special clap ile yetu best of 5, si ndio? Farmers, are we ready? Let's go the best of 5. And you can imagine Bwana CS tumejifundisha hizi vitu zote jana. Sasa ungetupatia 1 week. Sawa. Right now, we'd like to welcome the Kenaf choir. It's the staff choir right here. Their melodious tunes are simply because they saw the need of not only working together in the serious stuff, they also are of the opinion that they can use the arts to move forward the agendas set by Kenaf. So right now, I'd like to welcome the Kenaf staff choir. Then soon after, we'll have the Kenaf CEO, who will actually in turn welcome the chief guests. Asante sana. That is the Kenaf staff choir. Ukiona mnapiga makofi.
The chief guest, Honorable Dr. Andrew Karanja, our invited guests, wakulima, Kenaf, Kenaf, sauti ya mkulima, asanteni sana. So in front of you is the Kenaf choir. They have a song. The song is called Wakulima ni Nguzo ya Taifa. As Kenaf, being the farmer's voice, we want to appreciate the work that our dear farmers are doing. So my colleague, John, will lead us, but also to mention that the song was composed by one of the Kenaf staff members. So you are welcome to join us. It's a very easy melody, so you're very much welcome to join us. Karibuni sana.
3, 2, 1. Wakulima ni nguzo ya taifa,
Wachapakazi
tena wazalendo, tulinde umoja wetu, tusimame imara kwa pamoja. Hoye, hoye, Kenya isonge mbele, hoye, isonge mbele, Kenya isonge mbele, wakulima kipaumbele. Hoye Kenya, Kenya isonge mbele, oye, isonge mbele, Kenya isonge mbele, wakulima kipaumbele, kilimo bora, uchumi bora, maendeleo pia ufanisi, tujenge nchi twaipenda, tufurahie leo pia kesho. Hoye Kenya, hoye Kenya isonge mbele, hoye isonge mbele, Kenya isonge mbele, wakulima kipaumbele. Hoye Kenya, hoye Kenya isonge mbele, hoye isonge mbele, Kenya isonge mbele, wakulima kipaumbele. Hoye Kenaf, hoye Kenaf isonge mbele, hoye isonge mbele, Kenaf, Kenaf isonge mbele, wakulima kipaumbele. Hoye Kenaf, hoye Kenaf isonge mbele, hoye isonge mbele, Kenaf, Kenaf isonge mbele, wakulima kipaumbele. One more time. Kenaf, hoye Kenaf isonge mbele,
Wakulima, if you can join in.
Hoye isonge mbele, Kenaf isonge mbele, wakulima kipaumbele. Kenaf, hoye Kenaf isonge mbele, hoye, hoye isonge mbele, Kenaf, Kenaf isonge mbele, wakulima kipaumbele. Kenaf, 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 hoye Kenaf isonge mbele, hoye isonge mbele, Kenaf, Kenaf isonge mbele, wakulima kipaumbele. Ya mwisho Kenaf, oye Kenaf isonge mbele, oye isonge mbele, Kenaf isonge mbele, wakulima kipaumbele.
Wapi makofi yao tafadhali. That is the Kenaf Staff Choir. Kama umeona mtu unajua pale, ujue pia kuna kipawa. They are very talented and we would like to appreciate them. Tuwapigie makofi tafadhali. Hapo sawa kabisa. Asante sana. Aya Kenaf mnasonga mbele na makelele sana. Aya, asante sana Kenaf. Without much ado, I'd like to welcome the Kenaf CEO. Mr. Daniel Mwenda has been at the front line to make sure that Kenaf inasonga mbele. Tumpigie makofi bwana CEO. Anapokuja ako na report ambaye atashare na sisi, alafu kwa mengi ataweza kumkaribisha mgeni wa heshima. Asante.
Thank you very much. Our chief guest, Honorable Chief Cabinet Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, Dr. Andrew Karanja, all invited guests, members and leaders from all corners of this country. Kenaf? Kenaf? Sauti ya Mkulima? Our dear chief guest, CS Dr. Karanja, it's a very special pleasure and an honor to these farmers who come from all corners of this country for you to grace this 78th annual general meeting of the Kenya National Farmers Federation. We really appreciate, sir. And thank you very much for the time that you've created to share with us this day when I know Like you told us in the morning, you have a very busy schedule. These farmers that are gathered here come from all the 47 counties in this country. While KENAF has a particular strength in 38 countries, in 38 counties, we do cover all the 47 counties. A county like Nairobi, we may not have a lot of members, but we have, I think, about 17 members, and we count that as a KENAF county. So the leaders who are gathered here from all corners of this country really honor your presence, our dear CS. What I'll do at this point, I'm going to very briefly highlight some of the things that KENAF has been able to achieve in the recent past. As I do this, Honorable CS, let me also point out that we have a lot of partners with us, partners that are supporting KENAF accomplish some of these things that we've accomplished over the past 1 year, and partners that continue to stand with us even as we make a commitment to become the ultimate farmer's voice in this country. We are happy Dr. Karanja is not new to KENAF. He supported KENAF for many years, even before he joined the ministry as the cabinet secretary. And I do hope our dear chief guest, that the support that you've given this organization, including for those who might not know, in the putting up of this facility, the Farmers Conference Center, Dr. Karanja contributed to it when he worked at the World Bank. So we have partners from MasterCard to African Development Bank, Microsoft, GIZ, International Climate Initiative from Germany, Angritera, Solidaridad, which are Dutch NGOs. We have local we have FAO, the country office, we are working with them. We have the International Land Coalition. We have the G20 global landscape. We have the Korean Partnership on International Agriculture, COPIA, and many others that are with us today, that were with us yesterday. So let me, Honorable CS, go through a report just to highlight some of the key accomplishments this federation has made over the past 1 year. Our work is guided by the KENAF strategic plan, which we started implementing in the year 2022. It runs for 5 years, 2022 to 2026. And we call this strategic plan Watering the Tree for Growth. Watering the tree for growth because we believe KENAF has grown. We just need to continue nurturing it with the membership, because this is where KENAF draws her strength, with our leaders who start from the ward level, the sub-county level, the county level, and ultimately at the national level. So this tree, our dear chief guest, we believe that if we work with the national government like we've been doing, we work with county governments like we've been doing and will continue doing, and then we work with other partners, we are really going to see agriculture in our country transform. And we do believe as a federation that when agriculture in Kenya transforms, then we shall have transformed the socio-economics of this country. Currently, DRCS, we have a membership of around 1.4 million. These members are spread again across all the 47 counties. They are also spread among what we call national commodity associations, like Kenya Coffee Producers Association, Cereal Growers Association, National Potato Council of Kenya, and many others. So when we combine our membership in all this, we have about 1.4 million. And our target, DRCS, is to get this number to 3 million by December of 2026. So that as we plan for the next 5 years, after 25 years, after 2026, we'll be planning to have a strong coalition of farmers in this country. And we believe, of course, we'll continue supporting the government. Currently, all the imperatives that have to do with agricultural development in the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, and in the many development agendas that are to come, KENAF is ready to stand with the national government and the county governments to achieve these development objectives. I'll now go to my speech, and I'll just give highlights, because I know the CS has another function right after this. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 78th KENAF Annual General Meeting. This year's theme, Cultivating the Future, Solutions for a Sustainable National Agri-Food System, reflects the Federation's commitment to addressing the needs of our members, including sustainable food and nutrition security and producing surplus for the market. This year's themes aligns with the Kenya Kwanza bottom-up economic transformation agenda and the global imperatives for sustainability, inclusivity, and resilience in food systems. By contributing to Sustainable Development Goal number 2, which is zero hunger, and sustainable agri-food systems transformation, we reaffirm our dedication to fostering a vibrant and prosperous agricultural sector in this country. 2024 has been a transformative year for KENAF. It's been driven by unwavering commitment from our members, our leadership, and our partners. And our partners, we do consider, obviously, ultimately, the national government and the Council of Governors through all the county governments that we work with. Together with the leaders and KENAF partners, and in service to the KENAF mission, which is to influence transformation and growth in the agricultural sector for enhanced food and nutrition security, improved incomes, and better livelihoods for farmers. We have improved the incomes and livelihoods of farmers through knowledge sharing and information dissemination, skilling, that is offering skills, training on value chain specific technologies, innovations, management practices, facilitation of farmer-to-farmer learning and exchange visits, sensitizing and recruiting farmers into the farmers' health insurance. DRCS, we've told you about this negotiation that we've done with Britam to offer our members an affordable health insurance cover after realizing that more than 90% of our 2021, we carried out an assessment and realized that more than 90% of our members did not have health cover. Of course, we do support the Kenya Kwanza's plan on universal health coverage, but we believe even as this happens, we continue to sensitize our members to buy into this health insurance cover. We also offer market facilitation services through the farmer cooperatives and the community associations that we work with. The 2022-2026 strategic plan remains our guiding framework, and it is organized around 7 strategic pillars. The first pillar is lobby advocacy and policy action. Dear Chief Guest, Honorable Dr. Karanja, this is our core mandate. If we do nothing else as the Kenya National Farmers Federation, we must lobby for a favorable policy, regulatory, and taxation environment so that Kenyan farmers can thrive. We do this, of course, we have a very strong working relationship with the ministry. And when we visited the CS office this morning, we talked about some of the things that the CS will continue supporting KENAF on. This includes managing the farmers' database. We know the government has done quite a bit on farmers' database using the Kiami's platform, where 6.5 million farmers have been registered. But there are a lot of other data sets, including what we have at KENAF, the 1.4 million farmers. So the CS has thinks that all these data sets need to be merged and managed. And we also support that because that is how we are going to have a data set that can be used to inform decision making. At the national level, I'm not going to go through all the policy development that we've supported, but we have supported a lot of policy development. We've been involved as the Kenya National Farmers Federation. We participated strongly in the Finance Bill 2024. We gave our opinions as farmers when the Parliamentary Committee was collecting opinions from the public. The Agricultural and Livestock Extension Services Bill, the Agriculture Professionals Registration Licensing Bill, then working through ASNET, which is the Agricultural Sector Network, where KENAF sits to represent farmers. We've also engaged with the ministry on a number of many other policy issues. In the different counties, the KENAF chairs, the respective KENAF chairs sit in the County Agricultural Sector Steering Committees, the CASCOMs, and here they are able to bring the issues that are of importance to farmers at the county level. At the global level, our DRCS, KENAF also contributes a lot through the World Farmers Organization, where KENAF is a proud member. DRCS, let me say this, KENAF, after South Africa, is the other, from the African continent, is the second most highly respected organization at the World Farmers Organization. This is after South Africa, and you know South Africa has, is quite ahead of us in development, but then we come in second position. So in the context of the World Farmers Organization, KENAF has participated in the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. We participate in all the COPs. Most recently, we earned our officer in Baku for COP29. We also participated in the Biodiversity COP, that is the Convention on Biological Diversity. And about a month ago, we had also representation in Cali, in Colombia. KENAF has had representation at the recently concluded United Nations General Assembly for the year 2024, which I attended in New York. KENAF again was appointed by the World Farmers Organization to speak on behalf of all the world smallholder farmers at the G7, which happened in Syracuse, in Italy, a few months back, where I also had a chance to meet with our CS, who was also attending the G7. We also participate in the World Trade Organization's Public Forum, which happens in Geneva every year. We participate in, KENAF again has been appointed by the World Farmers Organization to represent farmers, this is globally, to sit in the Loss and Damage Fund. For those who follow the core process, you know this is a big honor, and we are very, we are very honored, Bwana CS, to be appointed to represent the world's farmers at this, in this Loss and Damage Fund, which is connected to climate change. In 2 years, like we told you in the morning, Bwana CS, KENAF has been proposed to host the General Assembly of the World Farmers Organization, WFO, which will be hosted in Kenya in June of 2026. This morning when we met the CS, we requested for his support at the cabinet level and of course at the ministerial level, because this is an important gathering where we shall bring farmers from across the world, and particularly from 97 countries. So this is the global representation that we do on behalf of Kenyan farmers. When we go to member services, which is pillar number 2, this is where we create value for farmers to see the essence of belonging to KENAF. And here we offer a lot of trainings, of course, in partnership with the ministry and county governments through what we call the KENAF Knowledge Series. We have different knowledge services that we offer farmers, from animal nutrition to soil health to water conservation to human nutrition. So we have 22 different topics. We offer these through KENAF Field Days, the KENAF newsletter, which we call the Farmer's Voice, which we publish quarterly. We also have a USSD code, which we can package messages and send to farmers, and farmers can also respond or ask questions through the same. We also hold workshops, training workshops on a whole different range of topics. We offer farmer-to-farmer exchanges, inter-county and also inter-country. We are in collaborations with different countries like Uganda, Germany, Italy, and Canada, where we are able to take our members to learn what other farmers from these countries are also doing. In this member services, dear chief guest, we also have the farmers' health insurance that I've talked about. We also negotiate on behalf of our members for other products like seed. We have a memorandum of understanding with Kenya Seed, so that our members, KENAF members, can get seed at agency price, which is a lot lower than the market price. We also negotiate for water tanks, biogas, biodigesters, different companies that offer these services. One of them that we are really working with is called Systema Bio. And what they do is that they give KENAF members discounts. So in this member service, really, we offer a lot more other services, and we do this so that we create value for farmers to see the reason of paying membership to KENAF. Our pillar number 3, which is contributing to a sustainable agri-food system, which is also our theme for this year. We do a lot of things because we've come to believe as an organization that if Kenya, which depends mostly on agriculture, is not able to have a sustainable agri-food system, then it means Kenya regresses or Kenya becomes poor. So here we train our members and farmers in general on different ways of climate smart agriculture, on how you can use water efficiently at the farm level, on how you can look at other ways of ensuring that your crops thrive and your livestock thrives, even as we contend with climate change. We have projects on integrated soil health management that we are working on with different partners. We have, like I said, with the knowledge series, we talk about soil health, we talk about animal nutrition, we talk about agroecology, and all these are geared towards a sustainable agri-food system in the country. Our pillar number 4, we look at the energy, innovation, and enthusiasm of young people and women. And in this DRCS, we have established a very strong youth department called KENAF Young. And KENAF Young is looking at issues to do with young people in this country. We know that the sector has a lot of opportunities for employment and wealth creation for young people. Now we decided to go into each county and look for 150 models. Young people who are doing agriculture on their own volition. They've not been given money. They've not been told do this or do that by anyone. They have seen an opportunity and they want to leverage that opportunity. So using these 150 models, we are developing their leadership potential. We are providing forums for them to meet. We are enabling them to go outside the country and meet other young people who are also in the agricultural sector. So we have built a very strong KENAF Young department. Now it is approaching about 10,000 members. Our plan is by the year 2026, we should have about 25,000 of these models. And we believe that if we have 25,000 youth models in the agricultural sector across the country, we are really going to transform the interest of young people in the sector. And if we do that, then we see change happening in this sector. We also have KENAF Women. We all know that most of these countries' agricultural output is borne by women. So the KENAF Women Summit also is doing a lot to bring the issues that farmers face in this country, and we continue to strengthen them through leadership development, exchange programs from inter-county and then inter-country, and we want our women farmers also to excel, to become really good at what they do, to ensure food and security, food and nutrition security at the household level, to have a surplus for the market. And we believe if we continue doing that, that is how we transform the rural economies across the country. And if we do that, we actually transform Kenya. So these are the two that we are looking at here. And we are working with different partners. We are working with the International Climate Initiative from Germany to set up model nurseries across the country. We are going to set up 21 tree nurseries so that even as we talk about the 15 billion tree campaign by the president, people have people have sources of these seedlings. We are also working with a partner like WHH, which is also a German NGO, Wetunga Hilfe, and we are working on a sustainable food systems project in Western Kenya. We are also working with GIZ on another project that is looking at how do we bring young people into policy making processes at the county level. So by looking at all these angles, we do believe that we'll strengthen women farmers, will strengthen young people's interest in the agricultural sector, and by doing that, we leverage this enthusiasm and innovation to help transform the sector. Our pillar number 5 is on what we call farmer-driven climate action and resilience building against emergencies and shocks. This is the pillar that DRCS has attracted the most attention with partners in government. The Minister of Environment, Forestry and Climate Change is working with us to support the model nurseries that we are establishing across the country, is working with us on, because we've been planting trees since 2021. We've been uploading the trees that we planted on Jaza Miti, which is by the ministry. We are also working with the Ministry of Cooperatives. Of course, we are working with the Ministry of Agriculture. And what we are doing with these ministries and many other partners is to look at how do we support farmers to build resilience against climate change? And this is something that when I CS, I can say with a lot of pride that KENAF has done a lot over the past 3 years to build the capacities of these countries' farmers, starting with our members on building action, climate action at the farm level, because we believe that is where the actions should start. In this pillar, we are working with many other partners, ICRAF, CIFOR. We are working with, like I said, G20 Global Landscapes. We are working with the International Climate Initiative. We are working with GIZ. We are working with the KEFRI, Kenya Forestry Research Institute. We are working with Kenya Forestry Service and many other partners. And we believe that as we come to the end of our planning framework in 2026, we are going to really look back and say that we helped this country move the needle on farmer-driven climate action. Our pillar number 6 is on data, innovations, and ICT applications. So here we believe, a lot of people believe that maybe farmers cannot apply these innovations in data and ICT. But we know it has been established that farmers also can do a lot, can achieve more from ICT applications and data. And we are doing that. We started with a very simple technology, USSD. Now we are moving into something we are calling FarmPass, which we are partnering with Microsoft, MasterCard, and the African Development Bank. African Development Bank is providing KENAF with technical support to build capacities for farmers to understand this FarmPass. Over the past 1 year, Bwana CS, we've been able to upload close to 400,000 farmers into this initiative. And our plan, and this is the commitment we have made since we are a member of what is called the Mobilizing Access to the Digital Economy, MADE. We have committed to bring 3 million farmers into this initiative by the end of 2026. This initiative really is to deepen financial inclusion for farmers, is to enable farmers access credit, affordable credit more easily, is to enable farmers access products and services more easily, at the convenience of their phone, so that farmers also, because we believe at KENAF that farmers are not poor, farmers are not victims, farmers are in business, farmers are entrepreneurs. And if they can be equipped with these skills, they'll be able to achieve a lot more. Then our last pillar number 7 is on partnerships. And here I'll start by recognizing the government of Kenya, the national government, through all the ministries that we work with. And particularly for KENAF, our most important ministry is the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development. Then we have other ministries like Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Trade, Investments, Ministry of Cooperatives, and several other ministries that we work with. Then Council of Governors, because we work with all the county governments across this country. Yesterday, when CS, we had the outgoing chairman of the CEC's caucus, Dr. Kiplimo Lagat was our keynote speaker yesterday, and we had about 4 CECs attend the events yesterday. We have many other partners, Andreas Hermes Academy, which is from Germany, International Climate Initiative, MasterCard, Microsoft, Wetunga Health, which is called WHH, FAO. We're also working with FAO on capacitating farm forestry producer organization in this country, that is farm forestry or agroforestry, if you will, on making visible what they are doing, their products, and letting them meet, creating forums for them to meet and exchange ideas and knowledge. African Development Bank, GIZ, Agritera, Solidaridad, AgriCode, which is a global alliance of agri-agencies headquartered in Brussels, Korean Partnership on Information on International Agriculture, COPIA, Warehouse Receipt System, which is a state agency under the Ministry of Trade, and many other partners. With these partners, Bwana CS, we believe that the commitment we are making to you as our leader in the sector is that we shall continue working with the ministry, we shall continue working with county governments to support the farmers of this country, because we believe the only way to transform from the bottom up is if the farmers are empowered, if the farmers have more money in their pockets, if the farmers are independent, they can make independent decisions without being taken advantage of by anyone. They have enhanced agency, they can negotiate with CECs, they can negotiate with county assemblies, they can negotiate with the governor, they can negotiate with the president, they can negotiate with the with the CS for agriculture. This is the kind of farmers in this country that we want to see. And I do believe, Bwana CS, that if we do this, we are truly going to see Kenya transform socially and economically. This is also because most of these countries' population are farmers. So I'll end it here, Bwana CS, and invite the KENAF National Chairman to invite our chief guest to address us. Asanteni sana.
KENAF, Sauti ya Mkulima. Thank you very much, Bwana CEO, and our guest, chief guest, Bwana CS. You have heard what you are doing as KENAF, and now we would like to invite you to address the farmers. This is a sample of our farmers from across the country. As you heard, we have presence across the whole country. Although we don't have fully formed county associations in every county, we have farmers, members across the whole country. So I request that you all stand so that we can clap and welcome the CAs to address the farmers.
Kaeni chini, tukae chini kidogo. Asante. Asante. KENAF. Sauti ya Mkulima. I'm delighted, Chairman KENAF, Professor Kaburu, the CEO, board members, partners, and the pride of all the farmers, our farmers. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start, ningetaka kusema, like the CEO said, I'm very proud to be here today. Sometimes back, I was working for another agency. And one of the programs we had was projects we had a component called farmer empowerment. And during that farmer empowerment, we chose KENFAP by that time to be the implementing agency. And this is one of the fruits we are seeing today. And I'm really proud that KENAF has come this far. And I would like to say that why did we support? Because I was working for the World Bank that time. Why did we give that empowerment component? And it was a substantial amount of money. It was based from the belief that farmers, as the key stakeholders in agriculture, need to be empowered to occupy the space, to be able to negotiate with governments, with any partner and agency, so that their voice is heard. So you are promoting the voice. And I'm happy to note that today, KENAF has grown. We have more associations. We have more memberships, like 1.4 million. So to me, coming here after many years, or maybe 15 years after that, what we did with the original CEO, who is my current chair in Parliament, I'm very happy and glad and very proud to be here. So it is a great honor and privilege to join our national true patriots. And I repeat, our national true patriots, the farmers, on this significant occasion of the 78th Annual General Meeting of the Kenyan National Farmers Federation, KENAF. I extend my heartfelt appreciation to the millions of farmers across the nation who are dedicated members of KENAF and work tirelessly to ensure our country food and nutrition secure. Through the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, which we call a BETTER, the government is steadfast in its commitment to partnering with farmers, both in priority and supporting value chains to strengthen the foundation of our nation's growth. This collaboration is key to steering Kenya towards middle income status, ensuring all citizens enjoy decent incomes and livelihoods. In this endeavor, a strong national farmers organization like KENAF is vital. Ladies and gentlemen, the agriculture sector significantly drives Kenya's GDP, that is no doubt, through food and nutrition security, employment, manufacturing, and our export. To maximize this potential, the sector requires deliberate organization and coordination among all stakeholders. KENAF grassroots to the nation approach through the county branches and Apex Commodity Association is commendable. I commend KENAF for its alignment with national priorities through its 2022 to 2026 strategic plan, which underscores its leadership in critical areas, including empowering youth through the KENAF Youth Department by nurturing talent, providing agribusiness training, and facilitating international exposure, fostering innovation and unity across counties. Promoting climate resilience through the Farm Forestry Afforestation Diversity Conservation Program, aiming to plant 10 billion trees over the next decade and beyond. Mobilizing farmers for health insurance to safeguard their well-being and livelihoods. Elevating Kenya farmers' voices globally with KENAF representation of smallholder farmers at local and international forums. KENAF leadership in these areas underscores a vital role in transforming agriculture food systems. I heard the CEO say that you are number 2 in Africa. I can tell you, you are number 1. Why do I say so? Because if you go to South Africa and you call the farmers in a meeting like this, what you see is not what you are seeing here today. Mainly the farmers there, they are the big farmers, the white farmers, not the African farmers which we know, which are seated here, the smallholder farmers. So if there is an agency, if there is one organization in Africa now which is representing smallholder farmers, it is KENAF. And you should take that pride in the global arena and say that you are the true representative of smallholder farmers. Farmers are of different categories, and they are farmers and farmers, smallholder farmers. So I would like you to take that bragging right that you are true representative of smallholder farmers. As we look forward to the future, let us be guided by a shared vision to create a prosperous and a sustainable agriculture sector that accurately reflects the potential of our farmers. This vision can only be realized through collaborative efforts, where the voices of farmers are not only heard, but are instrumental in shaping policies that impact their lives. I urge each of you to remain engaged and to advocate for your needs within this forum and beyond. Your experience and insights are invaluable in guiding the direction of the agriculture sector. Together, we can forge a path that promotes food security, economic growth, and environmental stewardship. As a ministry, we are progressing with the building of farmers' database, which has been mentioned, the KIAMIS, the Kenya Integrated Agricultural Management Information System, key in supporting the delivery of services to farmers and stakeholders to do so. This is critical in enabling the execution of agro inputs subsidy program, support through the e-voucher system. We are also continuing to the public-private dialogues, PPDs, to stakeholders to share insight and generate solutions to contribute to a conducive business environment with the sector. We are also committed to ensuring that intergovernmental relations between national and county government are strengthened to efficient delivery service. I would like to comment about the data. We had a meeting with your board of management led by the chair and the CEO, and I promised them that as a sector, we are going to manage, we are in a journey to manage the data better. Apart from KIAMIS, there are other data sets, including the one which we have in KENAF and other agencies, CARO and others. And I promised the board that they will have a seat in the table of the team that is going to organize that data. Because that way we can embrace the data which is across the board. Through several projects and programs being implemented jointly with the county government, the focus of the ministry is to ensure that the agriculture sector embraces innovation and technology and builds strong partnership for agriculture to become not only a source of sustenance, but a pathway to prosperity for all Kenyans. We recognize the urgent need to enhance our climate resilience, and therefore, we are encouraging investment in research for drought-tolerant crops, promoting agroforestry, livestock breed improvement, and improving our overall water management practices. I call upon farmers to familiarize themselves with projects and programs being implemented in their respective counties for their participation. Before I conclude, I would like to say that when we started and when the idea of KENAF came in, as I mentioned, it was to occupy the space for advocacy and making sure the farmers' voice is heard. And during our interaction with the board this morning, I told them, I'll give you, as a person who has participated in your formation, I'm ready and waiting to give you the space so that you exert yourself. Because sometimes you find some people, some other stakeholders who are not really the key stakeholder. The primary stakeholder in agriculture is the farmer. And when you don't hear the voice of the farmer, you are not hearing the right voice. So I would like to give space to KENAF to exert yourself in registration, in policy, some of the areas, because we have at least some food security in terms of our food. We cannot talk about importing food. I know there are still areas where we are concerned because Kenya is importing food and food items worth about 520 billion. A big sum. We produce rice in Mwea, Ahero, and other schemes, but we only produce around 200,000 metric tons. We import around 700,000 metric tons, a sizable amount of rice. So we are also gearing up so that we can be coming in 2026. And I can stand here and give you my commitment that as a government, we will walk the journey with you. What is required, if you form a committee, also involve the ministry will take the lead. If there is required to go to the cabinet, I'll take the lead, so that we host the other farmers and they see that we as a Kenyan farmers are really the top of the game. So count on my support and the support of the government of the Republic of Kenya. Thank you. So with that, I would like to say that as I conclude, I extend my gratitude to KENAF leadership for their remarkable dedication and contribution to advancing the Kenya's socio-economic development. Your unwavering commitment to the agriculture sector continues to inspire and drive progress across the nation. Let us strengthen our collaboration to build a resilient, prosperous agriculture sector that uplifts our farmers and supports Kenya food security goals. Together, we can achieve a brighter future for our nation and its people. With these few remarks, I officially declare the 78th Annual General Meeting of KENAF officially open. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause for the CS. Kindly don't leave the stage, Bwana CS. At KENAF, tuko na zawadi, and we would like to gift you. KENAF has seen the need to actually do that. But of course, my keynote or takeout point is from the CS. Amesema, if you're not listening to the farmer's voice, then you're not hearing the right voice. Sindio? Sawa sawa. Karibuni. We'd like to gift the CS, courtesy of KENAF. We can share that stage. Kindly. If you have to be on stage, kindly spread yourself vizuri on the stage. Tujipange ule upande mwingine wa CS, tafadhali. He will be at the centermost. And we've also been given Mwakenya na CS. Wanapopiga picha amesema kuna opportunity ya kupanda ngano, mchele na pia mambo mengine ambayo yenyewe yanaweza saidia to create wealth. Wamesema cooking oil iko na opportunity pale, ukipanda zile seeds, nuts, fruits na grains, pia legumes, you'll get an opportunity. I'd like you to squeeze that photo kidogo and then look happy, my people. At KENAF we are always very happy. Yes. Aya, tunaweza kumpatia, wanapompatia zawadi tumpigie makofi tafadhali. Asante sana bwana CS for gracing our auspicious occasion. Tunasema ni asante sana 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 sana. Alafu mtafanya ile yetu ya KENAF. Si ndio board? Aya, tufanyeni bwana CEO pale. Kila mtu? Asante sana. Tuwapigie makofi. Bwana CS will be leaving our space for now. He has a press briefing. Ataweza kuongea na watu wa media kwa muda mfupi sasa hivi. Asante sana for gracing our occasion. In the next few minutes he'll be addressing the press as we finish. So, we'd also like to recognize the presence of Mr. Dubat Ali, who's the former KENAF National Board member. Tunaweza kumpatia muda mfupi akaweza kutuongelesha. We'll come to you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we welcome our former KENAF National Board member. Let's make it loud for him, tafadhali. Let's appreciate him.
Kwa jina la Mwenyezi Mungu, mfalme wa wafalme zote, mwenye kumiliki dunia na yaliyomo ndani, tunamshukuru yeye kwa kutuwezesha leo kukaa hapa pamoja. Tunamuuliza Mwenyezi Mungu mfalme, yeye ndio ametuweka hii nchi inaitwa Kenya. Hakuuliza mtu yoyote. Tunamuomba atushikilie pamoja, kuna changamoto mingi. Yeye ndio mfalme, atushikilie pamoja na afanye watu ya Kenya wapendane kama mama na ile mtoto wa mwisho ambaye ananyonya matiti yake. Zaidi ya hayo, bana minister, tunakushukuru, tunakutolea ahadi ya kuwa kama farmers sisi tuko na serikali. Hakuna wakati ambaye sisi kama farmers tunatofautiana na serikali. Hiyo ujumbe unaweza kupeleka. Mwisho kabisa, sitaki kusema maneno mingi, maana sisi wa Somali tunasemanga hadhal han mabuhshu. Uwezi jaza maneno na kibuyu. Kibuyu nataka maji au maziwa. Siwezi sema maneno mingi. Tunafurahi. Nafikiri kwa wakati fulani ni mara ya kwanza cabinet minister kuja kwa AGM yetu. Nimefurahi. Wewe ni moja yetu. Unajua ndani na nje ya KENAF. Siwezi sema maneno mingi, lakini kuna organization mbili ingine ambaye bana minister, baada ya wewe kushauriana na PS zako, Kenya Camel Association, hiyo chairman ya wafugaji wa ngamia council, ambaye mimi nashukuru ministry hata tumepewa ofisi katika ofisi ya ministry department ya livestock. Bana minister, mimi nataka kukuambia hakuna kitu kizuri ambaye mtu anafanya na mtu mbaya anaona hiyo uzuri. Mimi naweza kusema President Ruto ni president ambaye mimi naweza compare na yeye na Kwame Nkrumah. Yeye ni Pan-Africanist, yeye anajua shida zetu. Nkrumah alitolewa na wazungu baada ya wao kuona ile vision yake. Na mimi najua kuna watu ambaye wanataka kushika President Ruto mguu, lakini tutaambia wao wewe na kuona usishika mguu yake. Asante sana.
Aya, asante sana. We are taking a short break. Lakini nataka you appreciate yourself for the patience today. Program imekuwa ndefu sana. Tupige makofi. Asante sana for being a great audience. I'd like to hand over my CV to the CS. Mtanikubali ni hand over my CV to the CS? Si ndio? Mimi nitapiga tu picha moja na CS. alafu hiyo itakuwa ni CV tosha. Sio iko sawa? Haya, mtu yangu ya kamera, we will move here, and as we do that there is also we'll have a chance to leave, but tutatoka kama jana tuliweza kutoka kwa utaratibu. Kutakuwa na ushers ambao wataonyesha nafasi ya katikati. Tutaenda pale kunywa chai kidogo, alafu pia Bwana CS and the board members, you'll be led right here right now. Bwana CS, naomba tu picha moja, alafu mimi nitakuwa na CV ya maisha. Na msisikie wivu, nitawapatia chance. Yeah. Piga makofi tafadhali. Asante sana. Yes. Mnaweza piga makofi ndio nisiwe na wivu, msiwe na wivu. Asante sana. The board members will leave alongside our CEO, national chairman, the CS, and then soon after tutaweza kupata nafasi yetu ya kutoka. You've been amazing. Tutakunywa chai, tutaonana hapa at exactly 12:35. 12:35 kutakuwa na speeches fupi, alafu tutaweza kumaliza tuende lunch. Asanteni sana. You guys have been so amazing and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Asanteni.